You are now listening to Scheduling Fate, hosted by author and counseling astrologer Jamie Magee. For more information, please go to schedulingfate.com. Hi there, and welcome to Scheduling Fate. I'm your astrologer, Jamie Magee, and today we are going to continue on with our series about manifesting with astrology. Now, we have already worked through the 7 traditional planets, and I do want to explore the outer planets, but in order to really understand those, because they're in place for so long and they're a generational planet, we would want to understand the houses. And to understand the houses, I think a good place to start would be the ascendant. So, the next couple of episodes that you're going to hear in the series is going to be one about the ascendants today. Then we're going to talk about the houses, and then we'll dive into those outer planets so you can really understand how you or your generation manifest in this area of your life using those energies. So, for the last 7 videos, I have ensured that very first intro into why I think this is such an amazing practice, looking at how you work with the law of attraction, how you work with manifestation, how you can be self aware of what you're attracting to you, and how you can work with that energy. I've ensured that intro is in every video. I'm not going to put that in this video. So if you have not heard me talk about this before, I encourage you to find that link underneath here. Go listen to that first video. Go listen to all of them because that'll really help you start to conceptualize how you are consciously or unconsciously attracting. All right, with that being said, I just want to remind you that underneath this podcast, you are going to find a link to a free chart. You're also going to find a link to a free workbook. And if you would like to be part of my Moongate membership for less than $5 a month, get discounts on the reports that are tailored to your personal chart, working with me, a great calendar that you can add with all astrological insights from me on it. That's less than $5 a month. And there's also a link for that. All right, so our topic for today is about the ascendant or the AC. Now, when you are first on a journey of self-exploration and learning your chart, it's easy to understand what your sun sign is. You put in your birthday, you're like, this is me, no doubt about it. The ascendant is a giant leap forward because in order to understand what your ascendant is, your rising sign, you must know what time you were born. And it's not something that you can guess. The universe moves every 4 minutes. Now, with that being said, please do not panic. If you do not know what time you were born, we can still discern a lot. Astrologers can still discern a lot by understanding what planet is in what sign and how those planets are talking to each other, the aspects. And then there's a great tool called rectification that can help us look at your life events and understand what your rising sign is. But that rising sign is the key. It is the doorway. It opens up how your chart is set up. It says this is house 1. And if we know where house 1 is, we know where the other 12 are. And the houses represent areas of our life. A great way to think about this is the house is the stage, the planets are the actors, and the sign is how those planets act on that stage. That's always a good thing to remember when you're first learning astrology. But knowing that first house, we're able to see the flow of how your entire chart works together. And it's remarkable what you can learn from that energy. Now, that first house is all about you. It's yourself. It's how you look. And it's pretty interesting because the way that I tell people, and if you worked with me one-on-one, you've heard this, the sun sign is your crown. It's like what you are adorned with in this life. The moon sign is sort of like where you hold the doctorate or the PhD. That's your instinct. You do it so well. You're masterful at it that you don't even think about it. It naturally happens. But your rising sign, your AC, is sort of like being on the junior varsity team. You're wearing the jersey. Everyone sees you as that. And this is one of those areas where I'm like, the universe has a sense of humor. Because when people meet you, they meet that rising sign. They don't necessarily meet your sun sign. They meet the rising sign. So even though you're the new person on the team, just trying to figure out how to be what your rising sign is, that's the energy that comes out first and just reaches out and smiles. It's the mask that we wear. That's one of the ways that it's described in text. Now, what does this have to do with manifestation? Well, when we look at how the houses are set up, there are houses that are very public. They're things that you can't hide. Like, this is what I look like. These are my partners. This is my family. This is my home work-life balance. Those are public areas of our lives. Those are the public angular houses. This is 1, 7, 4, and 10. These areas impact us on a really powerful level because often, sometimes unfortunately, we're more outwardly focused than inwardly focused. So understanding how these energies are working at these pivotal angular areas helps us understand what we are consciously or unconsciously attracting to us. Now, please keep in mind, this is just one layer. This is just your ascendant, understanding what planets are in these houses and what conversations those planets are having, who they answer to, and who that planet answers to, all adds a very unique, one of a kind experience of this lifetime that you have. There is not another person on this planet that has your chart, your perspective. You're here for a reason in this lifetime, and is to express how you use that energy. But I think that these are great first steps for you to start to understand, okay, this is how I naturally attract. So as we go through the signs, we're going to start at the top and go to the bottom. We're going to look at how you work with this energy. But I encourage you to pull out that free chart that's underneath it or a chart that you already have. Look at the planets that you have in those areas and realize that that is another layer. And also consider what is transiting through that area of your life. Because you may, when we get into the houses, I know we're going to have questions like, I don't have anything in this area. What does that mean? There is going to be something transiting through that area of your life. The moon moves through there every single month, but the rest of the planets, they're going to start talking to it, whether by transit or actually being present in that house. So, understanding these areas of your life is so vital, and understanding these angular areas that we're about to talk about. Those are some big, significant life shifts that come in, or things that are just so in your face, in your awareness. By understanding them, you can say, okay, unconsciously or consciously, this is what I always bring into my life, or this is the stage. Remember, the house is the stage, the sign is how those actors on that stage act. This is what I bring in. And if you know that setting, if you understand that theme, then you can engage to ensure that you are calling in what you want to see more of in your life. So, again, there's a free chart underneath this broadcast. There's a link to the original video. There's a great booklet. If you want to work one on one with me, there is a great link for you to get discounts on doing that as well. All right, let's dive in. All right, so if you are a Capricorn rising, you are ruled by Saturn. So notice where Saturn is in your chart. That'll give you another layer of how you are perceived or how you approach all the energy in your chart. This is Earth, it's cardinal, it's initiating, it likes to start things, but it's not afraid of hard work. You may come across as someone who has, you may come across to people, or you may feel that this is your approach in general of being very responsible and self-disciplined. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. You're not afraid of the hard work. You're not afraid of the long-term goals. You know that you manifest through discipline. Now, when it comes to your home or the home that you came up in or the home that you're creating now, this is an Aries energy, which means that it's very fiery, it's independent, it's playful. It's like, let's go on this adventure. Let's figure out what we can do with a lot of courage and have fun as a family. So there's something new about it. You may be the first one that does something. You may be the one that breaks a pattern and creates a new legacy when it comes to your home. Or you can just have a very fiery, athletic, driven parent that you have learned from too. Either one can work. Just kind of dig into that energy a little bit more. Notice where your Mars is. Notice how that is speaking to your chart. What is it attracting in? What do you like and what do you want to change? Now, when it comes to your partnerships, those one to one connections, these can also be people that you're in competition with, but it could be friends and social circles. This is a Cancerian energy, and it's a little bit mystifying to you, where you're about practical reality, do this, and you get this result. Cancer is like it's emotions, and it's about the soul deep connection, and it cannot be defined. You cannot put a system and structure behind it. You cannot say, I'm going to be sad this hour and happy this hour. Emotions blend. It's an ocean, it's water, it all moves together. All that to say, there's something that you can learn from your partners, and there's something that your partners can learn from you. But in order to build something that's meant to last, we have to dial into our emotions. We have to feel those long term, soul deep connections. So ask yourself, what kind of partners are you attracting? What are you learning from them? What do you want to change about these situations? Or what do you want to build on? It's a word for you that's already working. Now, when it comes to your career and how you're known in the world, you are ruled by Venus in this area of your life because that's the Libra house. And Libra is diplomacy, it's balance, it's harmony. It's like you win and I win. Let's find harmony together. Now, where this can be challenging is where you overcompromise or you have those in your life overcompromising to meet your needs. And when you do that, then you're going to have the scales mismatched and misbalanced because the universe wants ultimate harmony. It doesn't want anyone or anything to be codependent on anything but independent in its soul and its mission and its karmic purpose in this life. So you may realize that your manifestation has been a little bit of a seesaw back and forth through your life, or you could have had a parent or an authority figure in your life where you're thinking, you know what, they were too diplomatic. They should have done this. They should have thought about me, myself, and I. Or maybe they should have been less concerned with their personal needs and more concerned with everyone's needs. There's probably a back and forth energy that you have observed and what you are attracting into your life. And it's also good to kind of think about, because you are a Capricorn and you are building legacy, to think about how others see you when it comes to this. Do they think that you're a harmonizing person, or do they think it's a challenge to harmonize with you? Because that perception can help you alter what you are consciously or unconsciously manifesting into your life. But you do best by focusing on harmony and balance and bringing beauty into your leadership.